Hi and hello. Welcome to Nadis Edu TV. Welcome to Statistics and Probability Worksheet number 1 under Chapter 1 Random Variables and Probability Distributions. The title of this worksheet, Random Variables. Worksheet number 1 consists of the three codes. Learning competencies. The learner illustrates a random variable, a discrete or continuous variable. Next, distinguishes between a discrete and continuous variable. And the third, finds the possible values of a random variable. So let's dive into worksheet number 1, random variables, under Find Me. Letter A, directions. Find the values of the following random variables. Number 1, 4 coins are tossed. Let Z be the random variable representing the number of heads that occur. Find the values of the random variable. As you can see, we have here a table which consists of the possible outcomes and the value of the random variable Z. We are still in Find Me. Number 2. A shipment of 5 computers contains 2 that are slightly defective. If a retailer receives 3 of these computers at random, list the elements of the sample space S using the letters D and N for defective and non-defective computers respectively. To each sample point, assign a value of X of the random variable X representing the number of computers purchased by the retailer that are slightly defective. So again, we have here the table. You need to fill it out. You need to give the possible outcome and the value of the random variable X. Okay, moving on. Number 3. Let T be a random variable giving the number of heads plus the number of tails in 3 tosses of a coin. List the elements of the sample space S for the 3 tosses of the coin and assign a value to each sample point. As you can see, we still have the table for possible outcome and the value of the random variable T. Okay, let's move to B. Classify Me. Directions. Classify the following random variables as discrete or continuous. A. The number of defective computers produced by the manufacturer. B. The weight of newborns each year in a hospital. Letter C. The number of siblings in a family of a region. Letter D. The amount of paint utilized in a building project. Letter E. The number of dropouts in a school district for a period of 10 years. F. The speed of a car. G. The number of female athletes. H. The time needed to finish the test. So let's continue. I. The amount of sugar in a cup of coffee. J. The number of people who are playing lotto each day. K. The number of accidents per year at an intersection. L. The number of voters favoring a candidate. M. The number of bushels of apples per acre this year. N. The number of patient arrivals per hour at a medical clinic. O. The average amount of electricity consumed per household per month. And P. The number of deaths per year attributed to lung cancer. Okay, so under reflection, directions, let us look back and reflect on the lessons that you have learned. Then, provide answers to the following questions. We have 3 questions. Number 1, how do you find the values of a random variable? Number 2, how do you know whether a random variable is continuous or discrete? Number 3, what is the difference between continuous and discrete random variables? Moving on, under broadening directions, solve the following problems. Your output will be assessed using the rubric next to this slide. Number 1, from a box containing 4 black balls and 2 green balls, 3 balls are drawn in succession. Each ball is placed back in the box before the next draw is made. Let G be a random variable representing the number of green balls that occur. Find the values of the random variable G. Okay, so we have here still the table which you are going to fill out for the possible outcome and the value of the random variable G. Here is now the rubrics for scoring. Areas of assessment, we have sample space, possible outcome, value of the random variable, and illustrations. So we have here 3 points for excellent, 2 points for good, and 1 point for the poor. Let's say your sample space is excellent. So therefore, the sample space for the experiment clearly show the elements. On the other hand, if the sample space for the experiment lack at least 2 elements, then you will have 2 points. And the sample space for the experiment do not show more than half the elements, so you will have 1 point. For the possible outcome, 3 or the excellent, the number has counted in each outcome and were assigned this number to this outcome. 2, the number was counted in each outcome but not assigned this number to this outcome. And 1 point does not exhibit the required possible outcomes. For the value of the random variable, 3, the possible values for the random variable show the correct representation, while 2, the possible values for the random variable show a minimal incorrectness as to representation, and 1 point, the possible values for the random variables were not shown. And illustrations, 3 points, the possible outcomes are well illustrated. 2 points, the possible outcomes were not fully illustrated, and 1 point, there are no illustration present. Okay guys, that ends our worksheet. If you need reference, here the reference are provided. Thank you. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, add comments on this video. Thank you very much. And for further information, the author is already here, the name, the address, and the purpose of this material. Thank you very much.